in the right place if you're going to be a junior in the fall. Okay. We want to make sure that you are going to the office page for all your information. We're saving a tree. The only paper you're getting today is the pre-advising form and the yellow form about certified background. That's it. It's the only papers you're walking away with. Okay. First, we're going to start off with Mrs. Costello and Mrs. Grandy about certified background, and then I'll get into the very specifics about clinical and registration. Okay.
Okay. Mrs. Grandy checks you guys in certified background. You'll be receiving emails from her. I maintain certified background on the website. So you have a deadline of May 1st to get everything completed in certified background. If you have started doing your titers and titers come back negative and then you have to redo your vaccinations, we're not going to hold you responsible because you're doing what you need to do. As long as you're doing what you need to do, we will not hold you responsible. But we will pull you from your classes if you register and by May 1st you are not in certified background and not doing what you're doing, you will be pulled from your classes. So please know that you've been warned. So this is very important. Did everybody start certified background? Wait, let me go through my spiel and then I'll ask you for questions. For titers, certified background is asking you to upload titers, which is proof of immunity, not your vaccinations. The only time you're uploading proof of a vaccination is if your titers come back negative or equivocal. Then they're going to want to see your proof of revaccination. 60 days later, your proof of titer, unless it's hepatitis, and then there's the series. If you come back with a hepatitis that is negative or equivocal, you must repeat the series of 3. If your doctor tells you no, it's just a booster, you have to be your own advocate. You have to say, I'm sorry, the School of Nursing requires the series of 3. The series of 3 is very specific on the dates. Everything can be found in your instruction page and also on certified background, so you have to read up on that. If you're doing the hepatitis, as long as you're staying in the due dates for your vaccinations, we won't pull you from your classes. If you need assistance for certified background, your first line of action is to call certified background. That's what you're paying the money for, and that's who's there for you. There's a 1-888 number on the website. Call them. If for some reason they cannot help you, you can call Mrs. Grandy or myself, and we can certainly take it from there. But they are your first course of action. Most of you already started the child abuse and print checks and the fingerprint. But if you have not, on the office page is a step-by-step instruction. Wait 1 second. And there's PowerPoints that Mrs. Grandy put up there. Everything is in there. It's very easy to follow. And after this, Mrs. O'Kane is going to be showing you the office page. On the instruction page, there are a few things that are not due until a little bit later. One of them is the influenza. Although you probably already did have a vaccine, we don't want to see it right now. The vaccine we do want to see is after August 1st. So after August 1st, the vaccine for 2016-17 will come out. You'll get emails from us. As soon as we hear CVS, Walgreens has it, I usually shoot an email and say you can start getting your vaccines. The health center here does carry them, but they don't always have enough, but you can go there as well. PPD and CPR. We are doing clinics here. They cannot be done before April 1st. The PPD, if you've done it before April 1st, we are going to make you redo it. So please don't upload it if you've done it before April 1st. We're having a clinic here. Look for an email from me. We're going to tell you the dates. You're going to have to go down to the health center as a group, get your PPD, go back down, get it read, go down again, get it done again. It'll take you over a week's time to get that done. Look for an email from me. CPR, we are going to do the CPR here. Look for an email from me. If you have the CPR done and it is the required CPR, you can upload that as if it is exactly what we're looking for, which is on that yellow page. So if you have CPR and it's one of the ones on the yellow page, you can upload that. And then contact Mrs. Grandy and tell her, and she'll check it and make sure that it's the right CPR, and then we can override that. You have to have that done, though, every 2 years. So the CPR you're going to get done now is going to get you right through graduation. And that's it from me. Does anybody have any questions?
I was just wondering, since like the background, like the fingerprint scanning and all that, I had to do that for a job over the summer. Can't use it.
No, you cannot. You have to use the one in certified background. And I apologize for that. We go through Cogent. We're very specific. We don't make any exceptions. And this is because of the hospitals. We don't make these rules. The hospitals make the rules for us.
The hospitals also want it in the clinical year you're going to start. They don't want it from last summer. They want it fresh from 2016 when you're going to be a junior this fall.
So just to clarify, because I work at Nazareth, so I just got fingerprint for Duke-Cogent last week though.
No.
So I have to get it again?
Yes. You have to follow the directions on the website. They will tell you exactly which fingerprints, because we go through Cogent, and we tell them exactly what we're looking for. We set the specific things that Certified is checking for, so you must go through Certified background. Yes?
Yes, for the PPD, for some of us, we don't take PPD.
If
We do
the
X-ray.
PPD directions are on that yellow
No,
piece of paper,
Like,
if you don't get the PPD, you get the chest x-ray or the quantiferon, we need to see that yearly as well.
I didn't upload that. This one had a question first.
About the Hep B, so I'm like in the process of getting my shot in, so would I need to upload the paper saying that I got like the first one and then when I get the second?
Yes, it'll trigger you. The Certified Background website, you'll upload your first titer. If it comes back negative or equivocal, it will trigger you to upload the first vaccination. You'll upload your proof of that. Then it'll trigger you when it's time for your second one. It walks you through it.
Okay.
So if your thing says like 2017 on there and you already did the fingerprints, you have to redo it?
She's returning. It's different.
Oh,
We can talk about that
Okay.
separately.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk
Yeah,
about
That
that.
was like kind of.
Yeah, no.
I've gotten, like I've uploaded proof that like I've had certain shots and medications and it's got denied.
Well, that's because you're uploading vaccinations. We want to see your titers, which is your doctor's going to give you a prescription for blood work. You're going to take that, go get blood drawn, and you're going to upload the LabCorp or the Quest paperwork into certified background.
Actually has to have the lab results.
We
I
wanna
don't
see
need a
the
receipt
lab.
that they actually drew the blood from you. I need the lab results.
Okay.
Okay?
One other thing with the fingerprints, some people have been uploading, according to Mrs. Grandy, the actual fingerprints.
Right.
We don't want to see that. We want to see the results that come back from the FBI.
I'm a transfer student, so I had to do already the PPD, and my test was positive, so I just got done my chest x-ray for the school. So
You can upload that.
I can upload that
Yes.
after the first paper, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yearly, you're going to have to do that.
Okay, got it.
Good. Any other questions about certified background?
And if you think of something, you can email Mrs. Grandy or myself.
and I'm right out here, room 110.
And fingerprints, FBI fingerprinting, that takes a while. So of all the things, if you haven't started anything yet, that's what you want to start first before even the blood work. You need to get that going and uploaded, okay? That takes the longest. You don't want to be delayed, okay? Now, I want to let you know, thank you. In all the years I've been doing this, there's only been 1 year that a student never started the certified background. Student was ready to be a junior, did all their classwork, but never started the certified background, did not become a junior. So we are hard to the deadlines because we cannot lose a clinical spot because of that one student. We are looking at the greater good that we need all the students ready to go. Okay? So as Mrs. Grandy and Mrs. Costello said, we won't pull you out if you're in the middle of your HEP 1, HEP 2. You just need to be doing it. Okay? This student truly didn't even start the certified background account. Okay? That's how it was. All right? Okay. So let's get on to the office page here. Remember, you're going to go to @Widener, offices, nursing. And as they just talked about, all your certified background information is all here. Very user-friendly. Okay? So make sure you are going on there. The PowerPoint is here for instructions on your child abuse. PowerPoint on how to do the fingerprints. Really, they walked you through very nicely. Here's your deadline, can't be any more bold, with the 1-800-188 number to call certified background. Call them first. If you can't get it clarified with them, then call Mrs. Grandy. Okay? Her office is right out here at the Dean Suite, 110. All right. For sophomores, this is your information down below. Let's first talk about classes you're in right now and how you have to plan ahead. Okay, you've all had one micro exam. So this is the semester to get ready to not bail on your first exam. It's only been one. Come the fall, there's nothing to withdraw from. You must stay steady, get the help you need, and graduate on time. So this is the semester. If you did not do well in that first exam, it's not where you want it to be. You're to seek out an academic coach and a tutor and get the help, and obviously go to your professor first and review the exam with that professor. That goes for the nursing exams, okay? Our nursing exams are only offered, that 205 and 261 are only offered every spring. So if a student's not successful in the nursing course, they need to wait till next spring to take those classes. If you don't pass health assessment, you need to actually repeat pharmacokinetics, even if you passed it, together in the spring of next year, because you need to be solid in that material to be a junior. So all of this I'm telling you to prepare you to stay on target. Okay, so if you didn't like your first nursing exam, go see your professor, go see your academic coach, go see your tutor. Okay? So April 6th is the deadline that you could drop a class. If you live a distance and you are failing micro, well, obviously, if you live in Oregon, you can't take the micro here this summer, so you would want to drop the micro. You would go take it in Oregon, but you'd have to take the lecture and the lab, even if you pass the lab, because off campus it's a combo. If you stay in it to the end and you just happen to get a C-, but you pass the lab, well, then you only have to take the lecture in the summer. So that would save up some of your summer hours. So the goal is to stay in it to the end, unless you truly live a distance. Then you want to come see me on April 6th, come out of the class and do the transfer authorization, proper paperwork to take it off campus. If you live close enough, you should hang in it, see if you can pass with your C or better. If not, then take it here in the summer, because it'll also help your GPA. So you can never raise your GPA anywhere else but at Widener. So if anyone finishes the spring semester less than a 3.0, they would have to take a class here at Widener in the summer to get over that hump so that you can be a junior. Okay? So I will not be signing any drop slips until you've given it your best try up until April 6th. Okay? All right, the summer classes, this is just tentative. This was last year's summer schedule, just to kind of plan ahead if you had to take the micro here. It is in summer 2, it's usually July to August, and it's just 2 days a week. So if you stay in it and pass the lab, you could have free time from that 2:30 to 5:30 and only come in 2 days a week from 10 to 2. Okay, so just think planning ahead. Trying to save you the summer altogether by passing the course. You can only take 9 credits off campus. So if you've already completed A&P 1 and 2, you have to get special permission to take the micro, because now that's up to 12 credits, because the lab is included. So keep that in mind as well. And your GPA needs to be a 3.0 in any case before you can take anything off campus. All right, most of you have your writing samples done. You have your 4 as a sophomore. You did that this past fall to become a sophomore spring. Anyone in the room that's my transfer student, you may not have done your writing sample yet. You need to get that done. You will not be allowed to register for your classes this fall unless you have at least your 1 writing sample, which is a 4, our requirements. The minimum is a 3, the highest is a 6. We ask for a 4 as a sophomore, a 5 as a junior, and a 5 as a senior. So all of you will do one this fall coming up. Then you will be permission to register for the spring, and then the following fall when you're a senior. Okay? All right, told you about progression, that you must pass these nursing classes in order to move on, or they're available next spring. The same thing happens for Med-Surg and all your fall classes. So everyone needs to complete everything in the fall in order to move into spring of junior year. So it's a package deal. So make sure you're getting the help you need, okay? Med-Surg is long-term care. This is where you're taking your health assessment. This time to take with the chronic elderly population and learn how to do good assessment skills. So many of you may think, oh, this is a little too slow. It's meant to be slow. You are to become proficient in your health assessment with the patient, good communication skills, head-to-toe assessment. So please understand what the objective is of Med-Surg 1, to become really strong in your skills so that when you take on spring Med-Surg 2 and you're running around and your patient's going to this test and that test and your physician's calling on you and the dietitian wants you and discharge planning wants you, you're ready for that because you're solid with your skills in the fall. Okay? Clinicals. Clinicals are not confirmed yet. Remember, this is February. Seniors register April 4th, or if you're an honor student. And then, so 4th and 5th will be seniors. You guys will be probably the 6th and 7th of April. Clinicals aren't thinking of us yet. The hospitals are like, you're not coming until September, really. So when you register, this is your first time ever registering for clinical. From Widener can be 45 minutes in any direction. So first of all, you need transportation. You will not be taking a bus at 6 in the morning. You have to be at clinical at 6:45. And we're not saying you're driving into the parking lot at 6:45. You're on the floor at 6:45 a.m. ready to go. That's for a 7 to 2 clinical. We do have some 2 to 9 clinicals. Okay, and then we do have weekend. So everyone is fair game for the weekday and the weekend unless you're ROTC, athlete, or a dance scholarship. Otherwise, you're going to be nurses. You got to be flexible. Okay, so make sure you prepare your employer. If you work the weekend, you may get a weekend clinical. It's only for 1 semester, guys, and then the next semester you won't get a weekend. We'll make sure the person doesn't get a weekend 2 in a row. Okay, so we are very fair about that. How you register, and I'll show you in a minute. Think about who you want to carpool with. That way, the day before clinical starts, and I hear that the clinical's changed, the 8 of you can move and uproot to another clinical and you're not so sad because you're still with your carpool buddies. Okay? Because that does happen. The hospital's changed, the clinical can change, the instructor could change on us last minute. Okay? All right, that lovely pharmacokinetics you're learning right now. You do need to know your math from now till the end of your profession. So over the summer, you're going to take Dr. Mills's little booklet where she goes over calculations, and you're going to sit by your pool and you're going to go over math calculations. You're going to pull that knowledge through. Day 1 that you return in the fall, you will do a math exam. Anyone that's not successful with a 90% or higher will remediate and take it another time that week. If they're not successful on the 2nd attempt, they go back to sophomore year. Because you can't give any meds, so you can't move on to your clinicals or to junior year. So guess what? In the last 3 years, we're changing the culture. Students are taking us seriously to study over the summer. We've had a 100% pass rate. So I don't see any difference with this group. But when you're giving meds to me, I want to make sure you can calculate and give the right dosage. Okay, so this is very important. All right, once grades are in, you'll come see me in May if you have to make any changes. Let's go back to your worksheet. Now, Campus Cruiser's not active yet, so you can't see any classes. So I build this schedule so that you can sit down with your colleagues that you want to carpool with and figure out how you want to register. I've also taken the stress out of registration because you are busy being a student. So all you have to do is follow an algorithm. It's really simple. So everyone just breathe. 330 is your Med-Surg 1. 333 is your OB. 334 is your Peds. So you're going to decide, half of you are going to take OB in the fall, half of you are going to take Peds, and in the spring you take the opposite. Okay? So if you're going to take OB at 8 in the morning, then you're obviously going to take Med-Surg at 9:30. You're going to take the opposite time. But you're all going to be here at 8 in the morning. So it's not like one's getting up on another. You're all getting up early for 8 o'clock class. Okay? There is patho in the morning on Mondays. There's either gero in the morning. There's knowledge synthesis. So all this puzzle, you go, oh my head. You just come down here. First of all, your testing time will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2:30. So don't plan any work. You will have a test every week. Because here's the thing, guys. You have 6 classes in the fall and 2 clinicals. That's 8 things that need your undivided attention. So you're going to have to cut back your work hours. You really should be doing 12 hours a week or less. Okay? And the other thing is, you've heard the chatter, junior fall can be so hard. You've heard the chatter, right? I'm not immune to it, I hear it too. But the reason for that is because think about freshman, sophomore year. You've all had nutrition or ethics or social science or an English. None of those assignments, you can have a test every week. You could shelve assignments and get to it later, right? Visualize that. You had time management to shelve it. Fall is all nursing. There is nothing else that's going to be a soft grade. It's all nursing. It needs your attention, okay? So I tell you this to be transparent, to not sugarcoat it, that you'll step up and everyone will be successful because they know what they're in for, okay? So Tuesdays and Thursdays you will have testing time every week. Don't plan to work at that time. Can't be excused, you must come in for your test, okay? How many clinicals can you miss in the semester? None. Great answer, okay? You will have certainly, especially in the spring right now, there's like a snow day built in, 1. Every semester there'll be like 1 emergency, truly, because we know life can get difficult. You may have 1 emergency. But that doesn't mean you save that emergency to go shopping at the mall, okay? Because if you've now used up that 1 emergency day and you have a true emergency, 2 misses of clinical, fail the course, you're now behind a year. So take it seriously, you need to be there every day. Just like you're doing your labs right now, you shouldn't be missing labs. Okay, the algorithm. There is 6 choices here, and for some reason it doesn't let me show them all. You're just going to read left to right. Remember I said 333 is OB and 334 is Peds? So you have 6 choices. 3 of OB, 3 of Peds. If I want, let's say, I don't know, knowledge synthesis, and I like that professor, so then if I like this 374F, then I need to take this whole algorithm. And I have to register for all of that. This is informatics, this is patho, this is Med-Surg, this is Peds, this is a certain gero, and then knowledge synthesis. You must stay in that section. If you don't follow the algorithm, I'm going to pull you out and put you in the right algorithm. So please make sure you read left to right. But it takes the stress off. You just sit down with your friends, see which one you want to go for. Now know that if it fills up, you're going to have to move to the next algorithm, but there's 3 choices of OB, 3 choices of Peds. Plenty of choices, okay? Any questions so far on the algorithm? Okay. The informatics, it will be hybrid. like it was for your sophomore year. So you're not going to actually meet every single week. You may have an assignment on the opposite week that you are doing, but you're not physically coming to class. So keep that in mind. That's why 301 A and B, they share the same room, because A is in there 1 week and B is in there the opposite. Okay? When you register for clinical, so let me show you what that looks like again. Remember how you registered for the spring? When you did your labs. Now it'll only let me show you spring. Just put in nursing, 3rd year. Okay? You will see classes and clinical. Clinicals are CLNC. Here's the lecture, here's the clinical. It says just New Jersey Cooper. Again, we will put up the most common places we've used, but do not be married to it. It can change at a drop of a hat. The hospital could say, we're doing construction this semester, so now you don't have that floor. The instructor could say, they hit the lottery, they're not coming back to work for us. Anything could happen, okay? So please think about where you want to go. You'll look at the time of the day. That could change. It could flip from day to evening, evening to day. So please think of what section you want to register with some friends. If you want to change your clinical, it's just like you did for the spring for the labs. You actually have to drop your lecture, drop your clinical, add your lecture, and add the new clinical. They do stay together, so it won't let you do it unless you come in and out of it. Okay? My new transfers, because you didn't register, I helped you with paper the first time, come see me and I'll show you this more. But some of these guys are just a little more savvy with it. Okay, again, like this is the 333, lecture and clinical. So make sure when you register, you have a lecture and a clinical for Med-Surg and a lecture and a clinical for OB or PEDS, one or the other. Athletes, ROTC, dance scholarships, I have my list. If you didn't get a text and you don't think you're on my list, please come see me, because you are built behind the scenes that you can register for a section, because it's definitely going to be day shift, so that you can participate in your sports or ROTC or dance scholarship. Okay? Any other questions? Now, the next step you do, some of your mentors already have sign-up sheets. I did it electronically. Some may have it on their door. Find out how they want you to register for the mentoring session. That is going to be either now or after spring break, because spring break's just next week, so it might be after that. I do not want to see this paper unless you pressed really hard with your name, ID, your classes you're going to take, and the bottom needs to have a plan. How are you doing right now? I don't want that blank. I need to know a plan of what you're going to be doing to be successful now and in the fall. Anyone that needs a class over the summer, you should be looking at the community college now. If you're missing a humanities, if you're missing a social science. One more thing before you guys pack up. I would like you to go to your mentoring session with your laptop, because you all have one, right? And you're going to use it a lot for testing in the fall. Pull up your program eval for your mentor so they can see your freshman, sophomore year is completely done and you're ready for junior year. So bring that, again, saving paper. Okay? Have a great spring break. Thank you.